Later on this evening, West Ham United entertain Olympic Lyonnais at the London Stadium as part of the Europa League quarter-final. That just sounded weird, really, didn't it? Unprecedented times. In the previous round, I've already said this, but I'll just repeat myself. I was confident. I was confident against Sevilla. I thought this is a team that were there to be beaten. I don't know if it was because we were underdogs. The more I've thought about it, maybe that played some part in my confidence and my subsequent fear, if you like, of the opposition, because I'm nowhere near as cocky about this one. I'm extremely worried about this game. Nerves have kicked in. West Hamitis is coursing through my veins, which, if you are not aware of the disease, it's a disease that afflicts those who have been supporting West Ham for a long time, where we just expect impending zoom. Things that are not ever... I'm not a superstitious person, but somebody once told me that somebody had put a gypsy curse on West Ham. I thought, that'd be it then. That'd be it. I'll believe in it.
It wasn't Tommy Shelby, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't Tommy Shelby. You were confident before the Sevilla game. We had a chat. Obviously, we went to the Sevilla game. You were confident before that one. How are you feeling ahead of this one?
I am still feeling confident. I think Sevilla probably underestimated us, particularly before the first game. I thought we were unlucky not to get a better result in the first game. I'm still confident about this game, although I do feel annoyed about the fact that Lyonnais have been able to import a Brazilian player who's been playing in Russia. Don't know that much about him, but I believe he's a Brazilian international, and I personally think that's wrong. But I still feel confident. Lyonnais are 8th, 9th, 10th in the French league. They're not playing particularly well. They're so-so, but 10th in the Ligue 1 versus 6th in the Premier League should be a no contest, particularly at home.
No contest, you say? Wow,
yeah,
you are far more confident than I am, certainly.
Well, if you look at what have the French clubs done in Europe over the last 10, 15 years, PSG flatter to deceive, occasionally Marseille do a little bit, Nantes did a little bit, but, they're not getting to the latter stages. Quarterfinals about as far as they ever get. And the only thing that kind of, I think, does go against us is that this is probably the only way that Lyon can get into Europe next year is by actually winning the Europa League. But I don't think they, in their hearts of hearts, will think that they can beat a full-strength West Ham team if we're up for it. And I think we will be up for it. And one of the reasons I think we'll be up for it was I actually think we played within ourselves against Everton. I think, Rice was holding back. I know he doesn't tend to play as well after an international break as usual, but I actually felt he was kind of under orders that, we're winning the game. They've gone one man down. Why bust a gut? It would have been nice to have scored more goals against Everton, but I think the whole side had their eyes on Thursday. And sensible eyes, not stupid eyes. They did an efficient, professional job against Everton, and I think they'll be really up for it. And I believe that we've got the armoury to break down Lyon.
Before I allow him to waffle on, thus boosting my confidence even further, and hopefully your confidence as well, please allow me to point you in the direction of Hammers Chat's Patreon account. What's Hammers Chat's Patreon account? Well, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's basically a way that you can follow Hammers Chat via a monthly subscription that does three things, really. Number one, it allows you to support the channel, helps us out. Basically, it's our jobs. Secondly, you get a ton of additional content. A lot of the stuff that we don't discuss on these channels. We have opposition previews. We have vlogs. We have build-up shows. We have breakfast. We have player ratings. We have podcasts. My goodness, there's a load of stuff. And third, and last but not least, should I say, is the Hammers Chat shop. You get a discount and good discounts too at the Hammers Chat store. All that stuff that you see behind Gio when he does a video, that's all for sale. Basically, support Hammers Chat by going onto patreon.com/Hammers Chat. I'm glad I got that right because I just got it wrong 3 times in a row. Hence the cut and edit in the video. There we go. Right, so let me just talk about Lyon's player that they've purchased or whatever, or loaned from the Russian club. I do think they can still qualify for Europe via their league position. And I think probably that signing as much about that as about anything else. I think they are banging trouble if what they're going to do is parachute somebody in to help them get through the tie against West Ham. I maybe think that's an opportunity to help them get up the table. As I understand, they're only 3 points off 6th position, I think. Reasons to be cheerful, though, as far as we're concerned, is they've lost their playmaker for the first leg. Mind you, I think so have we. I say a play, not quite, maybe not a deep line playmaker, but one of the players that makes us tick. Lanzini, do you think that's going to be a loss? What do you think? What would you do in this game?
Lanzini missing is definitely a loss as far as I'm concerned. He provides all the forward impetus, and he's always there looking for the ball, never hides, and very rarely gives it away. So I always think if Lanzini is not playing, it's a miss. I just think that at the moment, Moyes and his team prepare us very well for games, and I'm not sure how often Lyon will have faced a team like us. You know, we are a bloody big side, and we've got an awful lot of people who are very good in the air, and we're solid defensively. I think Lyon will find it difficult to score against us, and I think we've got the armoury to basically score against them. Lots of other sides, I think, could be intimidated by the London Stadium. If the London Stadium tomorrow night is like it was a couple of weeks ago when we beat Seville, it would be an incredibly intimidating arena. But of course, Lyon play Marseille frequently, and if you go to Marseille, I think that's probably going to be just as intimidating as anything that we can produce. So they will have encountered something like that, but it will still be uncomfortable for them.
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, I remember watching. Well, firstly, I was quite impressed with the Sevilla atmosphere on the away game. Only a couple of nights ago, I was watching Benfica Liverpool, and actually they made a racket. The old Benfica, well, up until the point that they went down a goal down, but I think there's a lot of these clubs have got raucous fans and loud fans in there. What I felt, as I alluded to it before, I felt like it might have been a surprise to a few, but quite how big West Ham are. Say West Ham are massive or something like that. And a lot of people sort of misconstrued that comment as, oh, Sevilla aren't going to be bothered. They've been to the new camp. And that wasn't what I was saying. I wasn't saying that Sevilla hadn't ever played against big clubs before. My point was, I just think there's going to be this perception of West Ham. If there is a perception at all, there's going to be some players who up until very recently never heard of West Ham. And you can understand that. That's perfectly fine. But I think if you hadn't, or you're a little unsure, you would arrive at the London Stadium, you'd suddenly realise that West Ham had players in the team that you possibly recognised as well. You'd look around, you think, oh my goodness, that's big. Because this often gets forgotten, I think. That was, I mean, we were there. We went to the Olympics. That's a 90,000-seater stadium. Granted, there's not 90,000 seats in it now, but in terms of a footprint, in terms of a big arena, and as I've said on numerous occasions, the seats are too far from the pitch. But in terms of when you're looking around at it, it's massive. It's got a massive footprint. So I just wonder if there's something goes into that. Think, oh wow, this is a massive, massive club with massive, massive fans, as everybody knows, and a massive, massive team at set plays. Judging by what you were saying, what's your? I take it you would be playing Areola in goal, Johnson, and the obvious back four. Would that be your choice? Rice and Suchek.
Yeah.
And what about what would be the composition of the players in front of them?
Well, it's got to be Bowen, assuming that Bowen's fit, and Antonio, and then I think you've probably got to go with Ben Rama and Fornals. I don't see.
Hold on, you've gone to pick too many.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have. 4, 2, 3. Oh, you have. Yeah, right. Fair enough.
I've always been quite good at counting.
You have. You are good at maths. I'll give you that. But I'm extremely tired. I've been a busy boy. I've been away the last few days.
It's the Dorset air has affected you.
I basically spent the last 4 or 5 days walking the beach, fossil hunting. Anyway, which is
not a euphemism, is it?
Picking up old birds on the beach. Yeah. No, there was definitely none of that. I can assure you. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it makes absolute sense. There's no room for anyone else really in there. Who would you have dropped for? Let's just say if Lanzini worth it, who would you have dropped out of those?
I would have dropped Ben Rama. To me, Ben Rama flatters to deceive, and there's always a mistake in him. Fornals does a good job protecting people, and he's not as bad going forward as people think. He lacks pace, yes, but it's amazing how often he plays telling balls, and his relationship, I think, with Cresswell is very strong. So I'd personally play him. But you know, Ben Rama, we keep waiting for him to have a spectacular game. And he's been promising to have one for nearly 2 years. Maybe tomorrow night's the day he'll have it.
He's got all the ability. He's got all the ability in the world. He really does. He's got absolutely everything there. And I think, funny enough, that's one of the players they will know about, Ben Rama, tomorrow. So yeah, he's definitely got a game in him. Just briefly, I know I will ask you tomorrow because obviously we're going to the game. But I'll probably ask you once I'm drunk and forget that I've asked you today. So. What about, just very quickly, what about the league? Man United dropping points. Arsenal, of course. Any glimmer of hope there? You thinking anything's going to happen for us in the running?
I think Arsenal have got lots of difficult games. It'll be interesting to see how they rebound because they were well beaten by Palace. You know, Palace did a job on them, and lots of the teams that they've got to face in the near future, I think we'll be able to do a job on Arsenal. One of the problems with Arsenal is they've got lots and lots of young players, but they haven't got somebody sort of running the show who's got an old head on young shoulders. The only one perhaps that they do have who's like that is actually Tierney, and of course he's injured, and I think him going out for the rest of the season is going to be a massive blow to them. And the other problem with Arsenal is they've always got a sending off in them as well. You know, Xhaka has been sent off for about 8 games now, so he's due one.
Yeah.
Man United are in complete disarray, and I am hoping and praying that they appoint Den Haag, or whatever his name is, Den Haag, because the last thing they need at the moment is another Dutch manager, because Dutch managers are incredibly disruptive. And the Man United problem has been for too long that all these people have got a big opinion of their own self-worth, and they'll just continue to disrupt things, and he'll stir things up, and you know, he'll walk off in a hissy fit 9 months later if he's not sacked. So I really do hope they appoint him.
That's a good. I think we'll finish on that. That's a good prediction. I like that. They appoint a Dutchman. He throws a hissy fit. He tells everybody how brilliant he is, and he's either sacked or he walks after 9 months. There you go. No ambiguity there.
No, the one we've got to worry about is Tottenham, because Conte's now getting a tune out of them. The signings he made in January were sensational. Betnacore and I can't remember the Swedish.
The forwards. Yeah.
Quisenberg, or
it's definitely not Quiz. It's definitely not Quisenberg.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but it's definitely not Quisenberg.
Is it Kuznetsky?
Something like that. It's definitely
Yeah,
more Kuznetsky than
yeah.
It's Queasenberg. Queasenberg.
I'm
Oh,
getting
I don't know who he is. Is there actually a player called Queasenberg? I
almost
like
certainly
it.
not. Almost certainly not. But
Queasenberg Dembele. Oh, I
yeah,
like the sound of him.
he has really started to make the front line tick, and Song seems to be back on form. The hope with Tottenham you always got, of course, is that Kane is due an injury. He usually gets injured about this time of year and does his ankle ligaments or something, and then he's out for 6, 8, 10 weeks. If he does do that, I think they may level out a bit. So we've got a hope. Wolves, I was worried about Wolves, but who's their centre forward? Jimenez getting sent off caused some problems, and now Neves is out for the season.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I believe Neves is out for the rest of the season, and he is absolutely the man who makes them tick. I mean, when we played them, he was by far and away their best player. So yeah, I'm not so worried about Wolves now. Our problem will be that no matter what anybody says, if we do get through against Lyonnais, you know, people will start to have an eye on the semi-final and the final, and you know, you just can't help being distracted.
I'm distracted. I'm distracted anyway. Well, look, I often look for a headline. So thank you for joining me. You've given me plenty there. I often wonder when I record a video without really having in mind what the title is going to be, what the headline, what the clickbait is going to be. But I don't know. Wolves are capitulated. Man U manager will throw a hissy fit.
Next Man United.
Queasenberg, whatever his name is making Tottenham tick. Oh, there's some good stuff. People search on this. Who's this Queasenberg? I like it. Good. Anyway, right, I'll catch up with you later. We're off to the game. You better hurry up and get over, otherwise we'll miss it. And I'm sure there will be raucous parties later on. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. See you tomorrow. Till later today.